Unless I see doubting Thomas, unless I see in his hands the prints, I'm not going to believe he came back to life. There is no way I saw him die on the cross. I saw him get buried. There is no way I'm going to believe it. Unless I see it with these own eyes, unless I touch it with my own very hands, there is no way I'm going to believe in this God. Unless I see it. Unless I see it for myself. Seven days go by, and on the 8th day, the following Sunday, they were inside again. And this time, Thomas was with them. And Jesus came in through the wall again, because it says the doors were being shut, and stood in their midst, and said, "Peace be to you," or "Peace to you." And he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here." Now, what's amazing to me is that Jesus met Thomas at his point of need. Thomas needed to see for himself, and Jesus met him there. I don't recommend this format, but here's what I'm here to tell you. If you want to experience the power of God, invite him in, and he will meet you right where you are. You see, Jesus didn't call me to clean fish. I'm so thankful. I don't particularly go fishing, but the analogy is you could be a fishers of men. And that's what he's called you to do. And he's called you to do that too. But he hasn't called me to clean fish. I'm so thankful. One time my grandmother decided to treat my dad to something that he loved having, which was fish. And she went out to one of the shores and got this whole fish. I couldn't even tell you what kind of fish it was. It really doesn't matter. But she sets up shop in the backyard. And I go back there and I watch her, and she's scaling the fish, which by itself, it makes that noise that's like. And then she takes the knife and opens up the inside of the fish. And I remember looking at the inside of that fish. Don't want anything to do with it. I'm so thankful that he doesn't call us to be cleaners of fish. That's his job. But he wants to do it. He wants to meet you right where you are. What's your concern? What's your issue? He wants to meet you where you are. He shows up. He looks at Thomas. And I don't know about you, but I can imagine that look. And he looks right at Thomas and he says, "Put your finger in here. Put your hand here. Do not be unbelieving, but believe." And Thomas pronounced some great words. Words that would never be pronounced by a normal Jewish citizen unless they really met God himself. And he says, and by the way, Thomas didn't reach in. Just to take away any speculation. I don't believe the Bible tells us Thomas reached in and all he needed was a little bit boost. And Thomas pronounces these words and he says, "My Lord and my God." My Lord and my God. And Jesus says, "Thomas, because you have seen me, you have believed. But blessed are those who have not seen and and yet have believed. You want to experience the power? Jesus says there's a blessing for you. Because I haven't spent enough time with you, or I haven't heard it yet. I've not seen Jesus. I've not seen him. I'm not going to tell you I've had visions at night, and Jesus showed up at the foot of my bed and said, I want you to be a preacher, or I want you to. Hasn't shown up. But there's a blessing for me in the Bible. It says, blessed are those who believe and yet have not seen. Is that you? Is that you? I'm here to tell you, Jesus wants you to experience the power of a life shared with him. Let's pray.